So these are the Vevor Arborist tree climbing spikes. From a distance, they look like an £80 knockoff of my £350 Notch Geckos. But what do you really get for under 100 quid? Some tree spikes. Is this a bargain of the century, or is it just pretty looking Chinese town? Let's find out. So we are actually supposed to have a day off today, and we do, but we're going to go and play over at our next little clearance job, get ourselves a head start, set some lines up, maybe do some easy drops, and test these new spikes out. I'll see you there. So we have landed. We started stripping this out the other day. We've just made space to do some nice easy drops. So yeah, we're gonna head up, test these spikes out, and tell you what I think of them. So it does look like you're getting some decent gaffs. I wouldn't have thought these are hardened though. You've got some sturdy bracketing there. It does look very, very chunky. However, it's definitely some kind of alloy, very lightweight. Adjustable pads, nice padding. It's labelled right and left. That is a tiny little detail that will make all the difference, especially if you share spikes. Sturdy Velcro pads, very good looking leather straps. However, the connection ring to your ankle straps looks like the weak point in these, but for 80 quid, I'm so impressed with what's actually come here. The gaff guards look good. You've got Velcro straps if you prefer that. The Velcro does seem to be very, very strong. Yeah, let's give them a whirl. So, quick little climb, what do we think? They are comfy, I'll give them that. They are comfier than the Notch Geckos, 100%. The gaffs, they've got a strange little angle on them. However, the placement is much more old school, much more towards the middle of the foot. If you like being in control of where your gaffs are and aren't a fan of these newfangled stick it in line with your heel ergonomics and all that shit, yeah, I think you'll like these. But the angle at which it penetrates into the bark is just a little bit too kind of acute. So considering the brand new razor sharp, you've got to put a bit more pressure. You've got to actually stab them in a little bit more than I would have expected for some brand new fresh gaffs. Saying that though, are they the bargain of the century? 80 quid pair of climbing spikes if you're just starting out or you need a second pair. For example, your climber wants some nice shiny Notch ones and he wants to go pick them up at the Arb show, but we needed to get them in spikes before then these are great. That's what I'd recommend. and honestly, comfier than the Notches. Potentially best budget climbing spikes on the market if you can find them in stock. I had the last pair. Good luck. See you next time.